Welcome back to the Shop Worldwide. I am Michael. Today we are going to do a Xerolimit intake for the Cosworth intercooler. So as you see here, I do have some of the parts out. A very specific hose clamp here. New part here for the MAV. Got a Mishimoto baffled air oil separator. And for now, we're just going to use this Spectra breather for the outlet of the air oil separator, as I'm waiting for a tap so I can drill and tap here so I can recirculate it back to the intake. But for now, we're just going to use that breather. So first things we're going to do is get the intake out, get the bumper off, because we need to get the bumper off to remove all of the intake, and then we will go from there. So to start out, we're going to go ahead and unplug the MAF there, get the breather hose off here, get it unhooked here, unclamp these, and we'll try to get that out, work on getting these out, and just kind of get that out of the way for now, and then we'll start working on the rest. So far, this is what we're left with. I am going to clean up the throttle body here. You can see why we want that air oil separator there. I am going to remove this piece here as well. So I'm going to unbolt these here and these back here where I can lift this up, and then I'm going to slide this bracket or plastic piece here out, because that's your radiator back there behind that, and you do want the airflow to be able to get through, and I really feel like that is blocking a lot of that airflow. So I'm gonna get this out of the way, and then we'll start removing the bumper. This is what we have. All right, so we got that black piece out. You can see here, we can now see our radiator fans, annual radiator. So we have a little bit more airflow that we can pull through there without that guard right there for whatever reason that's there for. Maybe to protect the ECU, or just to push air away from the intake. Not 100% sure, but we got that opened up a bit. And now eventually I would like to relocate the battery. That would also open up more room over there to let that air flow. But right now we're going to get that bumper off. So next thing we're going to do, get all these bolts here off with our 10mm, and then we'll go from there. Now that we have those unbolted off the top, we're going to lift the vehicle up, get the front wheels off. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and get all the wheels off because I need a tire rotation anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them all off, get those out of the way so I can get into that fender and then up under it as well. Now inside the wheel well here, we'll go ahead and get all our clips out here, and get this pulled away, and do the same on the other side. We'll also pull these out of the front bumper there, or excuse me, not there. They are right here. So you can put a little flathead in there and here, and these pop out. And then there is a nut behind each one of those. So said both sides, we're going to get these out and get this all this plastic away from the bumper so we can get in there. I believe I got most of them in the wheel well out, so we're going to get the ones underneath the front of the car here out next, and then that'll allow us to get further in here. We're also going to get these bolts and clips here out so we can get this big part here down. And then there's another piece that comes up the sides right here that will get out to. You can see there's one of the bolts for it, but we'll work on the front first. Okay, as you see there, we have that piece down. We have access to all of this now. As you see here, I do have the shiny gold on the intercooler here. Get out my intercooler. If you want to see how I did that and why, you'll see the link in the description for when I replaced that intercooler air-to-water pump there. So I'll put that link in the description, like I said. And for now, we're going to focus on getting the rest of the bumper off. So there is a couple pieces back here holding it on. You do need to get the side marker lights here and the fog lights unplugged. So we're going to work on getting the rest off now. So there is two nuts. If you look in the wheel well here, move the plastic back away. Right there, if you see the two that are removed already. So we'll need to get those two off like I already did. And there's two on the other side as well. So those are just, if I'll refocus here, just straighten the wheel well. That's why we have to get all those clips out. And now the only two things that should be holding it on are that and that. So we're gonna go ahead and get those out now. Alright, now as you see there, the bumper is removed. Got it sitting right here on this little stand. So now we're going to get the rest of this intake tube out so we can get the new intake in. Okay, so we have a clip here, and a 10mm here. So we're going to remove those three and pull this tube out so we'll have access to get into here. Okay, so now with that out of the way, we have that hole for our intake to come in through, and we have our space for our filter to sit here. So we're going to start getting the new one in place. I probably will get some the air gun and blow all this out real quick before I do that, and just so it'll look a little bit cleaner. I won't have much junk in here. Okay, I cleaned it up a little bit here and down in here, across here. So we do have one hose clamp that has this welded to it. That's going to go in that here, and then we have our elbow pipe here. Obviously that's not secured. I just have it hanging loosely so I can get everything fitted in place first. Next we're going to work on our elbow from the throttle body to our map sensor holder pipe that is right here. I got the elbow on it already, as you see there. And we'll go ahead and get that on and secure. Then we can kind of see how we need to adjust it from there. Okay, now I kind of have it mocked up a little bit. Everything still is loose, but as you see here, it is all connected. So I'm gonna go ahead and start tightening up the fasteners. I really don't care for the ones that kind of came with the kit. I'll probably swap them out later. They just look kind of cheap, but we'll get it on for now. This one, much nicer fastener there. I'll probably switch to something similar to that for all of them. But we're gonna go ahead and start tightening everything up. Before we tighten this part up, I am going to get my wiring stuff all kind of ready. I do need to remove the one off of the other air box here. So I'm gonna kind of get some degreaser, kind of clean that up a little bit. Not in there, obviously, because I don't want to get it in here. I did bring my MAF cleaner though, so I can clean that while it's out. Okay, so the MAF is in now. I did hit it with some Mass Airflow sensor cleaner before I put it in, and kind of cleaned up the exterior of the housing as well. Now I'm going to connect it and secure all of the hose clamps here, and then we'll get the filter on. So that's how she's sitting right now. Right here, filter all the way through, MAF is plugged in, and all snug down. Like I said, these fasteners, don't really care for these. Probably will replace those in the near future. But man, look at all that room for activities. But we're gonna use some of it to put our catch can in. So I got this from Mishimoto's 2-port universal catch can, so I'm gonna go work on getting it secured in. Okay, so here's the bracket that holds the Mishimoto Air separator. It does come with 2 self-tapping screws, 3 screws that would go in here that hold the air separator in place. And I'm gonna use this 2.5 hex head to secure those screws. So I do have a place where I'm gonna mount this. I'm gonna mount the bracket here upside down, just so it'll get better in place. I'm gonna right about here, and then kind of let that sit there, and it'd be a kind of a middle spot for that air oil separator between the head over there and the intake pipe here. So I am just gonna run that breather on it for now, and then gonna end up tapping it over here so I can recirculate it back into the intake. Okay, so I have it mounted in place now, as you see here. I did remove the hose here. You just push the flathead screwdriver in from the back side and it'll remove straight off of there. And now I'm going to get me a hose cut to length from here to go to the inlet on here, and then I'm going to secure that little breather hose there for now until I can tap into here and recirculate that back into the intake behind the MAF. That is very important. You always recirculate behind the MAF. Okay, so we have the hose on there, going around to our air oil separator with the breather hose on it temporarily until we get that tapped in. But that's how she's gonna sit for now. Now we just have to get the bumper there back on, secured it. I already rotated my tires, how they're gonna go back on, so I'm gonna get those back on afterward. Alright guys, that will be it for today. I did drive it home, and it sounds amazing. It sounds way louder. I'll try to get some clips and add it to the end. check out the merch. Got the Shop Worldwide shirt on. I love this thing, it fits great, and I really like how it looks too. But check out what Corey's got going on. Check out the other videos of the Miata if you haven't seen it yet. And as always, we appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all that great stuff, and we'll see you next time.